Oh, there, Geno texted me back. Hold on a minute. We're going to call this guy.
Hello?
Hey, did you hear that ski mask died?
What?
Yeah. I was just, I was doing the show here, and I went to go look up an account on Twitter to grab a story I needed, and there were tweets about how Ski Mask was dead.
What the let me guess. From pancreatic cancer?
It's a little tasteless.
No, that's what he had.
Oh, did he really?
Dude, you didn't follow it enough, I guess, and trust me, that's not a bad thing. But he was he was one of those guys that every time he quit drinking, he's one of those guys that's bad for people like me that I'm like, I don't drink that much, because every time he would quit drinking, he would have a seizure.
Oh.
That's how much he drank. And then one time they're like, yeah, you have pancreatic cancer, or at least pancreatitis. You can never get your facts straight from people in the Dabbleverse, so I was never sure. But yeah, he'd rather die of drinking than not. I'm not trying to be a dick. That's what was going on.
Oh shit, yeah, I had no idea that he had pancreatic. It was for sure cancer. He had pancreatic cancer.
Sometimes he'd say he had pancreatic cancer. Sometimes they'd say he had pancreatitis. I never followed up, but it was bad the way he was drinking. And again, I consider the guy a friend, but I hadn't talked to him in a while. That's what was going on, though.
Okay, so he did. So there was a precursor to this. I thought that maybe, a guy his age dies suddenly, and usually it's self-inflicted. But okay, so he had a pancreatitis.
In a way, it was self-inflicted.
Holy shit! I rarely ever hear about that. People who drink so much that to stop kills them.
Yeah, you don't hang out with cool people like me and Steve.
I've had enough hanging out with cool people for one lifetime, my friend.
Okay, but I just spoon-fed you that one.
I got paired up with a 58-year-old man on the golf course yesterday. That's about my speed.
Let me guess. He beat you because he hit every ball short and straight. That's my experience with these.
Yeah, no.
I love how these older guys. The guy's a year and a half older than me. These old codgers, Aaron.
Yeah. Dude, every time he'd go into his backswing, he had such a weak backswing. I'm like, this guy sucks. And then every drive, just boom, right down the middle of the fairway. I'm like,
yeah. Long and short and straight. I've been called worse.
Yeah, he was better. He was better than me. But I just had to call and get the skinny on the ski mask thing. And now already those Dabbleverse retards, they're all pointing fingers at this person's grifting, Chad's grifting off his death. These people can't have 13 seconds where they're like, oh, this is very sad that a man died. That's very sad for he and his family.
Yeah, I gotta find out about that. I'll keep you posted if I hear anything new. I'll reach out to Stancil and ask him, what's going on with that?
Yeah. Well, I tried to call Stevie Lou. None of you New York guys answer your phones before 10.
Would you like me to call Stevie Lou? He won't answer my phone, period.
I don't believe that Stevie Lou will be answering your call, no. Hey, we talked about your Ralph performance today, and, if you can keep me out of trouble here talking about it, holy shit, was he in Copesville? You were trying to just get him to admit basic shit, and he's so in the tank for Rekieta and has it out for me so bad that he couldn't admit basic facts.
Yeah, this is another way I know I'm getting away from this. And everyone was shitting on both of us. I'm like, look, I just went on because I had unfinished business from the Saturday night stream with Kiki to shit on him and simply say, what I said. And then we talked some politics. But yeah, I don't even notice he's coping. It's just what are you doing? This is common sense. It's I don't care. I don't care if we use space satellites or the cops stumbled in there. You can't get in trouble for having guns and drugs around your children unless you have guns and drugs around your children. Yeah. That's the end of the discussion. Yeah. You can't. Well, I heard that someone. That's got nothing to do. I heard that someone finished the sentence, told people that my friend had guns and drugs around the kids.
Well, and here's the thing.
No matter how.
Then he goes, oh, Aaron snitched. No, I didn't. I was a suspect. They brought me in for questioning because I was a person of interest. His own community snitched on him. Ralph still, and by the way, Ralph knows that. Ralph is just trying to cover for his quote unquote buddy, even though Ralph called Nick's kids retarded for months. So he shit on Nick for a long time, but I guess he thinks he might get over 150 viewers if he picks up the broom and starts sweeping. But yeah, he said that I snitched. I didn't. He also said I snitched him out for his live streaming my arraignment. Mother, when they found out you were live streaming my arraignment, I was in jail. Like I wasn't snitching on Ralph live streaming.
That old excuse, Aaron.
Yeah, I was in. Oh, by the way, I haven't thanked you lately. Thank you. So.
Hey, no problem, buddy.
Yeah,
you know,
can't
wait.
I learned a lot, you know? So Ralph is like, oh, yeah, Aaron snitched on me for this. No, I didn't. You know what they asked me? They said, this Ethan Ralph who streamed your arraignment, is he a friend of yours? And I went, no. That guy agreed to meet me at a gym for a little Donnybrook, and he ran across state lines like a bitch. That's what I know about him. And then he said that I live streamed Nick and April's court appearances. I never did that. Other people filmed it. It was recorded. It was put on YouTube. I watched the clips on my show and I commented on them. That is not illegal. It is illegal to live stream them. It is not illegal to play clips of them from somebody else. So once again, and you know, it's not difficult. Ethan Ralph's full of shit. But no, I thought you did a great job holding his feet to the fire. And when he would give non-answers because he knew it made him look bad, you just kept asking the question.
Yeah, and it's like they're simple questions.
Yeah,
like I'll never get past how people don't answer. You know, whatever. I'm just trying to think. You said a year ago somebody just facing up to the truth, and they're on their way back to normalcy, and other people are just trying to find new ways to lie, and they're lost.
Like,
they're lost.
What's so hard about going, holy shit? Like, it's self-evident that it was all a mistake. It's self-evident that it was all a disaster. It's self-evident that it was all a failed experiment. And the minute you can say that, it's liberating because then you can laugh at it and learn from it and move on. But if you're going to sit there and keep defending it like you're a 14-year-old middle schooler who thinks all that shit is so cool while you traumatize children, then you're going to be stuck in that world forever and you're going to drown in your own misery.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry that I'm not apologetic for the stuff I said about your ex. Like, they're like, oh my God. And I won't even mention the other one, but I'm telling you, it's like, she is the biggest piece of shit in my mind for what she did. Yeah. Was like,
she tried to home wreck two families and then got off scot-free and got to ski-daddle the out of there, and people feel bad for her. People are like, well, hasn't she been through enough? She has not gotten any of what she deserves. Nothing. She skated on everything, and she was just as manipulative, just as shitty, just as destructive, and tried to play home wrecker multiple times as he did. I think, and look, you know, I call it as I see it. I think Nick takes too much shit compared to April.
You are preaching to the choir here. Remember when, and my wife is too nice. I love her to death, but she's like, well, she's only 30. I'm like, no one's doing her any favors.
Only 30.
No one. Yeah. It's like, and like, that's why she's so up. And Nick, you can't put it any more succinctly than that drop that Keanu made. That's perfect, of him screaming, like you said, an 8th grader. We were in a very romantic. She literally just got up and walked by.
My favorite drop, my favorite drop in the world, I think it's an underrated drop, is not that one. It's Keanu. You have a wife, weirdo.
Yeah, that's an even better point. Like, after a year of just coping and having all their ball washers, you know, their sweepers fucking back them up, you say things like that, not as a gut reaction, you know, when you first get caught, but a year later. Go on, I'm sorry.
You know what it is? It's I honestly, I believe it's brain damage. I don't think you can do like whippets and cocaine and all that shit for years and years and not. I think you've got holes in your brain. I think it's brain damage, and that's why it can be so obvious to the rest of us. And he just will fight like hell, and he can't see it or understand it. I think he's just got brain damage.
Yeah, it's brain damage and just the repetition of people agreeing with, you know what is it, that old The Emperor's New Clothes. It's just no one calls him out and says, you're insane. And then he's like, this is perfectly sane. Until someone says, again, you have a wife, weirdo, and not saying it like he got caught and it's his gut reaction the minute he got caught.
Yeah.
It's over a year later. And you're like, no, everyone says this is right. It's like, you're weird, dude.
Yeah. Well, buddy, I just called you to let you know about the ski mask thing and to let you know you crushed it on the Ralph clip that I saw yesterday. And we are going to be seeing you very soon. And thank you very much for that thing. That was very, very nice. I've got like 4 or 5 of those things from 4 or 5 different people, and all their words were very, very touching.
Well, and let me tell you, and I think Geno will agree. First of all, I hate Geno.
I didn't mean a word of it.
She's on because I wrote mine in like 5 minutes, and then she spent an hour to write them like, you're making me feel like a piece of shit. But I enjoyed writing it because I meant everything I said, and it reminded me of the shit I always say. It's like I fight with my friends, but then it's like there's a reason I fight with them because they're my friends, and it's good to be back with you and ruining your life in new ways, buddy.
I don't know why Keanu felt the need to call me a in such an important document, but at least it was honest.
I said the same thing. She's like, who's the expert? Who's the only one that here? I'm like, you. April left him, and he said, okay.
You guys are gonna get in a fight if you keep trashing her buddy. What are you gonna do when she calls her out to go golfing with us?
Oh shit! Oh, that's a good teaser. I guess people will have to come out to see. Am I right, Aaron?
You know what my words are gonna be? Stay in your own f***ing cart. I'll just let her know, hey, every swing I take on this course is going to be 4. No. All right, I'm out of here. Thank you, buddy.
You're the best, Slade.
Bye.